And we're live from Westwood Memorial Cemetery. I know that's an oxymoron, but we're here to pay tribute to the great Marilyn Monroe on the 56th anniversary of her passing. I was hoping I could bring you guys out here and show it to you today. Let me turn the camera around. I'll wait for a few people to get in the room. You're in for a treat today because we're out here live at Westwood Memorial Cemetery. My father is buried just a couple crypts away from Marilyn, so I come here very often. Here's a neat little tribute to her over here. We have some fans waiting to pay their Marilyn. This is going to be a ceremony at about 11 o'clock over in the chapel. Anybody in the room? Is there anybody out there? Shout out to my Facebook group, Hollywood's Golden Era, 40s, 50s, and 60s, as well as my other Marilyn groups that I'm in. Marilyn Monroe, the Immortal Goddess, with my buddy Lucas. Lucas, I'm out here paying tribute to our girl. Marilyn Monroe, the M Girl, and all the other Marilyn Monroe groups that I'm in. I'll try to post this on your page later on tonight. Hey, what is up, Jen the fam? How are you? We're paying tribute to Marilyn Monroe on the 56th anniversary of her passing. I was here last year. Hey, how are you, Cranberry? How are you? And last year was the 55th anniversary. It was a little bit more of a big deal. There was more flowers here, but I would imagine that more of these will arrive. These very beautiful flower arrangements. And right over here we have Hugh M. Hefner. And I've shown you his grave. And we're live out here at Westwood Memorial. Hugh Hefner, who somewhat, was responsible for a lot of Marilyn's success in the beginning by putting her photograph in his first edition of Playboy. And there it is right there. Playboy #1. So, yeah, I hope you will enjoy the tour today because I have several celebrity graves I'm going to be visiting today. I've done about a dozen videos from this place. As I said, my dad is buried 2 crypts over. He's in very good company here. Now, there is a bit of a controversy. Today is August 5th, and the coroner report says that she died around 2 o'clock in the morning, but I really believe, and many believe, that she died on the 4th, around 10 o'clock, 10 to 12 o'clock. And there's some very supportive evidence of that. Of course, we know that there might have been some type of delay in reporting Marilyn's death. And I blame those first responders that actually caused the delay. Anyways, I can get more into that, but I don't think that's appropriate for today. We just want to pay tribute to the greatest movie star of all time, Marilyn Monroe. We have a little crowd gathering with some fans taking pictures. We'll go over here now. And we're walking towards the grave of a very pretty lady, talented actress that I've done many videos on as well. And I'm going to show you her final resting place, because she's been in the news lately. And that is the grave of the great Natalie Wagner. And you've seen me do videos on this recently, talking about the case that was reopened. They reopened the case, and they actually named Robert Wagner a person of interest, not a suspect, but a person of interest. And you'll be seeing me do more videos on this, because this subject is really heating up right now. Lana Wood, Natalie's sister, is pushing for the case to be completely reopened, and we'd like some official statements from, under oath, from Robert Wagner as well as Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken has never really publicly came out and said anything in all these 36 years or whatever it's been. And my videos were urging Christopher Walken as well as Robert Wagner to come out and speak about this supposed accidental drowning, which I don't believe it was. I believe there was foul play on the Splendor, which was a 65-foot yacht. And Christopher Walken claims that once an argument broke out, that he went to his room and went to sleep. And I guarantee you, if these people were screaming, if Natalie was screaming and making a big deal on either the deck of the Splendor or in a stateroom, Christopher Walken was definitely going to hear it. And I doubt anyone was going to be able to sleep on that. So I call BS to that story. Anyway, there's some new revelations that I won't be discussing. I feel that it's inappropriate. But I will be covering this other story. I didn't think that there would be another perpetrator in this story, but I'm going to tell you about that in another video. Save that for another day. But we're paying tribute to Marilyn today, 56th, and we're also paying tribute to the great Natalie Wood. Hashtag justice for Natalie.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. I think we need justice.
Well, if we'll ever find the truth, who knows?
It's an interesting one.
Sure, I guess. I'm sure there's still things to be discovered.
These folks are still living.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never bought that story. She was afraid of the water. There's no way she would have gone into a dinghy. She didn't know how to work the dinghy, I don't believe. And some damning evidence against the folks that were on the boat was that when the captain asked Robert Wagner to turn on the searchlight to look for Natalie, he refused and invited the captain down into the cabin for a double scotch. Now, you don't do that. He also called, allegedly, he called his attorney before he called the Coast Guard.
Sounds a bit like Maryland stuff, where
A lot of it.
they call the doctor rather than the police.
That's right. That's right. Dr. Ralph videos on him.
Oh,
And that whole story really stinks to me.
Well,
So let's go on a little tour of Westwood Memorial here. Enjoy your day. Uh-huh. So we're going to take you around on a little tour. You can go watch all my videos. I've done several videos from here. One of my videos have done very well, like something like 35,000 views or something like that. But when I did that first video, I had an old camera and it wasn't HD and it was shaking and I didn't have any editing. But here we come upon possibly the greatest grave marker in the whole place. How you guys doing?
Hi.
The grave marker of the great Don Knotts, one of the greatest comedic, physical comedians of all time. And I'm going to show you his grave marker. It's probably the best one out here. It's just got all the different movies that he starred in. He starred in Ghost and Mr. Chicken, The Shakiest Gun in the West, Incredible Mr. Limpet, and there was one or two more. Mr. Peacock, I think, was another one, but that's the great Don Knotts. I met him one time. Very, very nice gentleman. So humble. Super, super duper humble. Now let's move over here. We're going to go visit, I believe a Gabor is over here. Sorry, sometimes I've forgotten where these folks are buried, so you'll have to just give me a moment. The people are starting to file in, and there will be a ceremony over here at 11 o'clock, I believe. But yeah, I thought Ava Gabor was buried over here. Anyway, I won't waste any more time, but I thought there's a Gabor over here. All right. We'll be moving on because I know where some other people are. Shout out to my group. Shout out to my Facebook page, The Golden Age of Hollywood, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And go check out my other videos from here. Here's the great Mel Torme, known as the Velvet Fog. He had a smooth voice. And actually, I know Mel Torme's daughter. Very nice gentleman. Over here we have Capote. Yes, I'm Truman Capote. Where is he? Truman Capote. Let's just talk like this. But this is Joanne Carson. This is Johnny Carson's wife. And this is a weird story because Truman Capote, his ashes were divided in two. His life partner took half of the ashes. Joanne Carson, which was his best friend, received the other half of his ashes. And she wanted to be buried with Truman Capote. And there she is, Joanne Carson, Johnny Carson's ex-wife, buried along with Truman Capote. Over here we have another individual. Got to stay out of the way of other people taking pictures. Hope I didn't mess you up. And then here's Heather O'Rourke. This is the little girl from Poltergeist. And she died from some mysterious, very rare ailment or disease or something. I think it was very sudden. Heather O'Rourke, the little girl from Poltergeist that used to say, "They're here." That was her. Heather O'Rourke. Jackie Collins. I believe this is the writer, Jackie Collins. I could be wrong, but I think this is Joan Collins' sister. Don't know. I think that was maybe Joan Collins' sister. So now we're going to move over here because we have some very famous people out here on the lawn. Let's go look at some of them, shall we? Who's going to show you this? Hit the like button. Smash the like button, guys. Nobody shows you this stuff on California Pickin'. Here we are. We're going to come over here and we're going to try to find the grave marker of Bob Crane. From Hogan's Heroes, guys. Bob Crane. There he is. From the 60s television show Hogan's Heroes. And this is his wife, Singrid. She actually appeared on the show, and he married her later. Bob Crane died tragically from being bludgeoned to death. And I'm not sure if they ever found his killer, or maybe his killer was exonerated. I just don't know, but a strange story. Bob Crane had a weird proclivity. He was kind of a sexual deviant, let's say, because he used to like to watch people have sex and used to record it. And he was a playboy and was sort of, I don't know, trading or dealing in pornography. I just don't know, but it's kind of just crazy that a very popular celebrity like this would die so tragically, doing something they probably shouldn't be doing. And let's go try this one for me to find, and if I don't find her, it's par for the course because it's happened before. So give me a second. Here she is, Betty Page, the famous pinup star, Betty Page. She's the most famous pinup star in terms of she was a lingerie model, and she modeled risque outfits and became like just the greatest pinup, but risque pinup star, not like Marilyn. She showed a little bit more than Marilyn for sure. Betty Page. And later on in her life, she did not allow herself to be photographed. She wanted you to remember for how she was. Little brunette with bangs. And I think Betty Page is really responsible for the, Fredericks of Hollywood and all the lingerie, Victoria's Secret. They owe a big, they should send pages because stars on the map. Now we move over here, and also we're gonna try to find another. Okay, we're back on. Sorry about that interruption. That was not mine. Here's another celebrity, Carl Dean Wilson of the Beach Boys. He's the brother of Brian Wilson and Dennis Wilson. Dennis Wilson, you see me do videos on the Manson family, and Charles Manson, well, let's just back up. Terry Melcher, the producer of the Beach Boys, along with Dennis Wilson, stole one of Charles Manson's songs and used it on an album and didn't give him any credit and didn't pay him. And when Charles Manson went to Carl Wilson's brother, Dennis, and said, "Where's my money?" He said, "What money? You're not getting anything." And yeah, and Manson supposedly gave Carl Wilson a bullet as a sort of a threat. And but Dennis Wilson had to flee the city with Terry Melcher. They went to Lake Arrowhead, excuse me, and they hid out there. The Manson moved into Dennis's house and destroyed the house and destroyed his cars, later on committing the murders at Cielo Drive. But this is Carl Wilson. This is Dennis's brother, Dennis and Brian Wilson's brother. The trivia, aren't I? Now we move over here to a very undescriptive type of understated grave. It's right here, Burt. Let's see, where is it? Sorry, there we go. Burt Lancaster. Big celebrity. Let's see where to go from here. Okay, we're going to go over this section. Yes, Breakfast at Tiffany's, exactly. Truman Capote. Let me get out my, so I can read the comments. Let's read some comments. Hey, Cranberry Mary. Can You Chronicles, how's it going, cuz? What is up? Yep. No, it keeps going off. Sorry about that. Yes, many famous people are buried here, Cranberry Mary. Over here, this one's from the sports world. It's often not anyway. This is Georgia Frontieri. She inherited the team from her husband who passed away. And Georgia Frontieri ran the Rams for a good long, sold them. Georgia Frontieri. Yes, it is buffering. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of big buildings around here, and some of that can affect some of the. Now, I was going to put my camera on. I've shown all on previous shows. Sorry about the buffering. This is Carl Malden, Streets of San Francisco. Carl Malden's finding place. And this is Kirkby. He owned Kirkby Center. Kirkby Center is over here. This guy owned all this right. Sorry about that. It sucks. We come over here to Eric Douglas. This is the son of Michael Douglas, and he was an actor. Unfortunately, he committed suicide. And I have some information about his grandfather, Kirk Douglas, that I'll be going into in a future video. I felt it wasn't appropriate to talk this today about Kirk Douglas in a future video. But that is Eric Douglas, Michael Douglas's son. This is a very famous row over here of people. How are you?
Fine.
Are you Catherine?
No, Kim.
Oh, Kim. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot your name there. How are you?
I'm following your food blog.
Oh, nice. Nice. Good. Yeah, I've been videos on Natalie Wood lately.
Oh, have you?
Because they've been reopening the case, you know.
Aren't you sick of that?
Well, I am sick of what happened.
Yeah, I am too, but it's like, you know, it's like
They don't do anything, really.
No.
But starting to get some people here. Are they still charging tickets to get inside? For the memorial?
Never charged.
Last year they did.
Last year?
Yeah, that was the 55th.
Yeah, was
You had to buy tickets.
Oh, yeah, they did last year.
Yeah. But do you think we can go in there this year?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard Melissa or any of them say anything.
Uh-huh. How's work for you?
Busy.
Oh.
Just burying them one right out.
How's work for you?
Busy.
Oh.
Just burying them one right after the other.
People are dying to get into this place.
No, it's a huge Persian community.
Oh.
So
So,
last month it's been nuts, and then it slowed down for a few days, and it started getting busy.
Uh-huh.
So.
We're here with a Facebook friend. She actually works. Is going to be here today?
Jade, so.
What's that?
Brandon and Jade, his sister.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen his sister in a while. So we're over here in this other section. Here's the great Brian Keith. family affair. Unfortunately, he shot himself, committed suicide. Mental illness, I guess. And let's see who else on, because there's a over here. Les Brown. I believe that's the band leader. Les Brown, musician and band leader. Coming around here, the final resting place of Ray Bradbury, the famous sci-fi writer. And Ray Bradbury. Moving around here, keeping it going. There it is. This was Tony Curtis's wife, and the Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress. Janet Leigh, she starred in, she was the famous actress in the shower scene from Psycho. Interesting. Around here.
Jack Klugman's right here.
Jack Klugman? Oh, I missed him. Sorry. Thank you. Jack Klugman. The other half of the Odd Couple on.
Cy Wexler, a film producer.
Oh, film producer. I don't really know him.
I didn't hear.
No. Doris Roberts down here. Everybody loves Raymond. Doris Roberts. This little section has several celebrities in it. If you see anybody, please point them out. And then over here we have Florence Henderson. Florence Henderson. And recently, just yesterday or day before, the news was announced that Lance Bass bought the Brady Bunch house that was used in the exterior shots of the Brady Bunch. And Lance Bass is going to... So Florence Henderson. Here we have another great actor, James Coburn. Kim's the one who actually told me that he's buried in one of these legs. You told me that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that these legs of the bench are interred inside the bench. Not underneath, but inside. Pretty amazing. Hey, have you been over to, I'm sure you have, Hillside Memorial?
There in a while. I was
No?
thinking about stopping there the way on the way home today, so.
Did you know Leonard Nimoy, Spock, is buried in a fake rock?
Yeah.
They hollowed out this rock and they put his ashes in there.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of them like that.
it's weird. I think it's so weird.
Pacific View has a ton of those.
I never seen anything like that. Beautiful little section. Oh, I missed Miss P. Is that all there is? Oh yeah, and the Carl Wilson's over here.
You know Candy Bryce is
I gotta look at her. Peggy Lee, is that all there is? And her other one was... Oh, it's a big song. She's a big singing fan. Is that all there is? And I'll remember it. So you said this is
Wilson, the Beach Boys
the
mom.
Beach Boys' mom right here. Audrey. Sorry, I got the Beach Boys' mom. Shout out to my buddy, Stoner Van Houten. He's interested in the Beach Boys as well as other you'd probably know about them before they went in here.
Yeah.
Here at Westwood Memorial. Sorry about that interruption. We were talking with my friend Kim over here. This is the Beach Boys Wilson's parents, mother.
I'm gonna go
Okay, yeah. there with her. I'm gonna go look at the. Oh, look at her shirt. That's cool. Gotta have the shirt.
And the shoes.
Oh, the shoes, the Marilyn shoes. Look at that.
That was a birthday present from my sister one year. So
Nice, Kim.
my sister's the Lucy fan. I'm the Marilyn fan. So. Oh, and here, speaking of Marilyn, she just passed away last year.
Who is this?
Her Hamlet.
Oh,
And,
this is the owner of the Hamburger Hamlet.
And
Wow, she has a big marker and she puts her name there. Wow, Marilyn.
yeah, I have some friends in the valley that were friends with them.
This is where Marilyn's buried, up right here, guys. We're gonna go up there in a little bit. We showed you that earlier. All right, Kim, I'll join up with you in a second. Going over here because we missed a few. Merv Griffin, the famous Merv Griffin, and he had a great sense of humor. I will not be right back at Farrah Fawcett Majors. Apparently she didn't put her divorce name there, but she was married to Lee Majors, the $6 million man. Farrah Fawcett. Really talented actress. Nobody let her really do her thing. Rodney Dangerfield. I don't get no respect. That's no respect at all. Rodney Dangerfield. Very famous comedian, Rodney Dangerfield. I know some of you guys are just too young to remember some of these stars, but I hope you're enjoying it anyway. Now we're going over to the very famous chapel where Marilyn was eulogized. But first we're going to go over here and look at right here. Jack Lemmon. He's the half of the Odd Couple. Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon was in the movie, and then Jack TV. The great Carol O'Connor. This is Achi Bunka. And I'm sweating out here, guys, because it's hot. It's going to be 95 degrees today, probably. And look at all this area right in here. This is Billy Wilder, the director on 2 Marilyn movies, I believe. Now we should this here. That's Columbo. Yeah, ma'am. Just one more thing. Yeah. That's Peter Falk in here. Columbo. There's a bench with his TV name on there, Columbo. This is a neat little famous row of people. Now we're going in here because I've never been able to do this before. Are they letting us in there?
No.
No.
Yeah, she said it was at
11?
what did she say?
You know, she said a time, but I didn't listen.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because all I heard was no.
So this is where Marilyn Monroe was eulogized originally, in this little chapel. Joe DiMaggio and his son sat front row, full spring. But you can see it's a very beautiful. I'm in portrait mode today. I don't know if they let you do these live streams in landscape format, but yeah, it's heating up, guys. Now this is the walkway that Marilyn wheeled down this very path right as we speak. Led by Gio, and they turned right here. This is the same driveway, and they drove, or they pushed Marilyn up there with a hearse, or they drove her. Unmarked Graves here is. Turn it back on me. There's a couple, hey guys, there's a couple unmarked graves here too as well from some very famous people, 2 musicians in fact. that are buried here in unmarked graves. I'm going to show you definitely one of them. I don't know if I remember where the other one was, but we're going over here because now there's debris all over the ground, so it's hard to see anybody, but let's see if we can find this person because you would recognize them. But it's really hard with all that stuff all over the place. You can't see. Sorry, I was going to bring my selfie stick and it could have been a lot smoother, but I didn't want to look obvious. I apologize for that. Let's see. We were trying to just find Jim Backus, Mr. Magoo, also Thurston Howell III was buried just where I was, but there's too much debris all over the place. I just couldn't find him. Okay, so right here, in between these two graves, right where this is, right here, guess who's buried here? I believe this is the grave of Frank Zappa. I believe is buried right here. Either that or Roy Orbison. But both of them are buried here in unmarked graves. I believe this is Frank Zappa. I believe Roy right over there. But it's going to be too hard for me to find today because I did another video on that. I knew exactly where it was, but I forgot. But I believe this is Frank Zappa. Dweezil Zappa and Moon Unit Zappa's father, the great Frank Zappa. Right next to him is Lou Ayres. He's a famous actor. Lou Ayres. And let's see. There's Daryl Zanuck is up here, the producer. Daryl Zanuck. I don't know if we're going to be able to find him. You probably don't even care. Daryl Zanuck. Let's see. Okay, so that's about it. But there's one other one that I want to cover. Ones that I want to show you. Thanks for joining me today. I know the live stream might be a little bit long. What the heck? I'm taking you along. I got a parking space in here too, which is great. Yeah. My dad's buried just to the left of us, right over here, in one of these crypts right here.
For the Maryland one.
Of course. Of course.
Doing live streams on the Maryland?
I'm doing live streaming it all. There's nothing I don't cover in this town.
Here, because I don't live in the town, so I'll
Oh yeah, check me out. California Pickin' is the name of my channel. This over here is Jean Martin. This is Dean Martin's ex-wife. Beloved wife of Dean Martin. She wanted her little slice there. That's funny. Most people don't ever even put anything about their spouse on their grave, but there's Marilyn's grave over here. People are starting to gather. It's the 56th anniversary of her passing. And we're going over here to another very famous person's crypt. I'm not sure if it's if he was buried or cremated. I have a feeling he was cremated. But there it is, the great Dean Martin. Dino. Everybody loves somebody sometimes. Everybody loves somebody somehow. Something like that. Or, well, how's that thing go? Let the moon hit your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. And it is all about Marilyn. God, we're buffering. Sorry, we're buffering. Only one person's watching? That's kind of weird. Anyway, hey guys, sorry about that interruption. I'm going to read some of your comments here. Let's see what is up. Hey, we got some videos coming up. I'm going to do more Natalie Wood videos, more Marilyn videos, of course. Let me read some of your comments here. I've been too busy giving you the tour. We're under this big, beautiful tree right here. This cemetery is very old. There were some cemetery folks walking towards Maryland, so I didn't want them seeing me. But yeah, we will go over the chapel. So let me read some comments. If you have any questions, if you'd like to just say hi, chime in. Of course, share the video on Google plus Facebook, Instagram. I should have given an Instagram shout out before I came out here. Shout out to my cousin, Can You Entertainment. Go check out his channel, Can You Entertainment. Can You, spelled with a K. What is up, Gina Cranberry, the Steel One, Chronicles, Can You Chronicles? Yeah, the Death Business. That's my cousin Nathan. Nathan's uncle is buried over here. That's my father. So, yeah. Just enjoying the day. Saturday, the 56th anniversary of Marilyn's passing. We'll always keep a good thought for you, Marilyn. I hope to see some other folks out here I know. Shout out to Brandon James. That's Jeannie Carmen's son. Jeannie Carmen was a neighbor friend of Marilyn's. Stayed in Frank Sinatra's apartment building on Doheny Drive. I'll be showing you that sometime too as well. So anyway, turn the camera around. So this is the chapel right here that Marilyn was eulogized in. They'll be having a service today. I think it's at 11. I got out here early because I just wanted to beat the crowd and get some footage. The people are starting to file in. This is Natalie Wood's grave right here. They're all surrounding that. Apparently they know that there's some new revelations in that case that I brought you on my channel, talking about the mysterious death of Natalie Wood. And I'll be doing more videos on this. I just read an article that the yacht that she fell off of or was pushed off of or whatever you want to call it, allegedly recently sold or whatever, and that the captain said that the boat was haunted. And he said he had a couple accidents on the boat, and he actually did see some type of vision or something on the boat. So he got freaked out and sold the boat, the yacht. But he kept it in all original condition. I'd love to actually go on the Splendor, that's the name, and shoot a video from Natalie is buried right over here. Poor Natalie. Died way too young and tragically under mysterious circumstances. They said this is the chapel that we'll be going to later on. So just very peaceful out here today. Coming up on an hour live stream, guys. Who brings you this? Smash that like button, guys. Share this with all your friends. Shout out to all my groups, the NIPS that I'm in. Hashtag justice for Natalie. I'm fighting for Marilyn and Natalie's honor. Probably want to finish up. Let me just read some more comments. Yes, the Beach Boys stole a song from Charles Manson. That is correct. Hey, Cotton Candy. There's one of my favorite viewers and fams out there. Cotton Candy. Good to have you back. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little tour. Yeah, shout out to my regulars out there, bringing you the latest in Hollywood scandals, mysteries and scandals, the deep, seedy, dark underbelly of Hollywood. And yeah, the crowds, the people are starting to come in. Christopher Walken, yeah, no, he's not. Yes, it's time for Christopher Walken to fess up. I agree. It's, you know, it's so, why would you not tell the truth? I mean, yes, he definitely, Cotton Candy, he definitely knew what happened. You can't 5-foot yacht and having, and in a fight with a man who's enraged. I tested him. I mean, I know some men, and they will get in their face and actually throw swings and punches at men. And ladies, you got to remember, we're filled with testosterone, and we can, you know, the propensity to snap. And I'm not saying that Robert Wagner did that, but he could have also been provoked, and he could have done something out of the action. Realize he did what he did, maybe, I don't know, allegedly. It was too late. Like, it was an impulsive thing, maybe. And they were in an emotional state of rage, maybe on both their parts. So I'm not completely Robert for that. We want to know more. We want to get his statement under oath, as well as Chris Walken's statement under oath. Why they didn't do that 36 years ago or whatever it's been makes no sense. Whoever the police were back then, the coroner, etc., did a terrible, terrible injustice, because the latest reports say that she had bruises on her body consistent with abuse, not from being crashed into the rocks. Yeah, we see the cars coming in. They're lining up here. And, but yeah. Yep, the cold case needs to be reopened. There's no statute of limitations on murder. So it doesn't matter how much time has gone by. And, you know, even though Robert Wagner is 88 years old, You know, he might not go to jail, but I believe that we should not, you know, well, we should expose the truth is basically it. I can't believe these people live their whole life knowing this information. And his kids, his daughters, I can't believe that they have a relationship with her when questioned. I think those kids are brainwashed, or they're worried that they're going to lose their father's fortune when he dies. I don't know. But if my father pushed my mother overboard and I knew this, I definitely would have a problem with that. But I'm not them. I can't really say it's so bad for the kids, the girls, Natasha and her sister. And I just want you to know that I respect your mom. And I know this is kind of hurtful maybe to see some of this stuff being drummed up in my videos and others, but I'm not the only one. And I think it's time for all these men to come forward, because we got the Me Too movement happening right now. And it's just tragic that these women were abused, like Marilyn, passed around like a piece of meat, she said. And so anyway, probably going to wrap it up here in a second. I'm going to shoot some separate video, which I'm going to edit with some music and get into that. Maybe I'll come back and do a live stream from inside the ceremony if I can. They may not allow cameras. We're just going to have to see. They were charging money last year for the tickets to get in here for the 55th anniversary. This year, I don't know if they are or not. But anyway, I'm going to probably wrap it up here. But I thank all you guys that came out to join me this morning on this 56th anniversary of Marilyn's passing. And go check out my other videos on her and JFK RFK connection. The secret love nest of Marilyn Monroe, JFK, and RFK. I've shown you that. It wasn't the Peter Lawford mansion that they were having an affair in. It was 3 doors down at the Sam Goldwyn house, and I exposed that. I'm the first and only one on YouTube to expose that. The famous location where Marilyn and JFK were supposedly engaged in a love affair, and Robert Kennedy as well, because Marilyn's house was being bugged, Ford's house was being bugged by the CIA and the mob, and that's a fact, skeptics. And, you know, shout out to all those skeptics. You know who you are. I don't even have to name you. Some of you don't believe that it ever happened. Get out of here. Go do your research. There's so much evidence. There's so many witnesses. You weren't there. You probably weren't even born at the time. Give me a break. Anyway, you know who you are I'm talking to. And I like this person, but there's a couple people that just don't believe these theories. And they have a right to their opinion. And they in fact know a lot too. So they should actually know better. Marilyn didn't die from a suicide. Give me a break. Natalie Wood didn't die from an accidental drowning. Give me a break. All right. So, yep. So anyways, wrapping up Cotton Candy and Cranberry Mary. Hey, thanks for staying with me, Mary, for the whole show. That was cool. You were one of the first people in the room, along with Jen the Fam, and I'm sure some of you other guys will see this later on. Shout out to all of you. You know who you are. And we just passed the 1 hour mark for this live stream, probably the longest one I've ever done from here. But I'll be doing some more. Let's see if I can get in the chapel and have a seat and maybe record. We'll see. I don't know. But, yep. only God knows what happens, but if I can drum up some of this stuff and start the swell of interest, then I'm willing to do that, because I think these women, they need justice. They certainly need justice, and we're seeing in the studio system, sorry, the Hollywood system, it's not the studio system, but the Hollywood people who work at the studios have been accused of all kinds of things lately. I reported on that too as well. The head of CBS, the head of 60 Minutes, all covering for people like Charlie Rose. And I love Charlie Rose, what the hell? And then on Fox News, you got Bill O'Reilly being accused, and all sorts of people being accused of sexual harassment, and just gotta stop. So hashtag me too, hashtag time's up, guys. There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Drew, and he's coming for you. Got it? All right. I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. All right, guys. Shout out to all my buddies, Omar Gosh, James the Fam, the G Team Paranormal, Urban Ghost Hunters, all my Facebook groups, the California Picker, California Pickin' on Instagram. Shout out to my Facebook group, Golden Age of Hollywood's Golden Era, 40s, 50s, and 60s. All the Marilyn groups, the Marilyn Immortal Goddess. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to all the Marilyn groups and all the Natalie Wood groups. I'm on the case, guys. Share my videos. Include the hashtag Justice for Natalie and hashtag Justice for Marilyn. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna end this. Look for me maybe in a little while. We'll see. So stay tuned. If not, I'll be doing an edited video from here with some music and some other good stuff. So come on back to California Pickin'. Anyways, keep on picking. Cheers now. Have a great afternoon. We love you, Marilyn. We'll always keep a great thought for you, as well as Natalie. Cheers now.